One.
Did they now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. I I asked if she wanted rice and never got a response, so I assumed she wanted rice.
Where is this at?
All right, ladies and gents. This show is over. Okay. It was a good show today. I liked it. It was pretty damn good. I will say that. Hold on, let me put it up here. hmm There were no women's matches on the show today, which was a little disappointing, but we did get a women's segment, which set up the girls being able to fight next week. They're going to be at Ohio State. They were at Nebraska today. So next week they're going to be at Ohio State and they're going to compete for the tag team titles. And Sonya and Chelsea are going to fight for those titles. So the girls had their moment and they came out there and talked. The show opened up with the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn once again going back and forth. And Sami, basically, the Usos came with the same rhetoric, the same shit over and over again. Basically, we're going to get our tag team titles back and y'all are going to end up fighting each other, hating each other, and we're going to go back to doing what we're doing. But he just switched up the rhetoric a little bit and was like, it ain't going to be Kevin that turned on Sami. It's going to be Sami that turned on Kevin the same way he turned on my family. So Sami like, well, since we speaking truths and shit, you know, he was like, it's very odd to me, you're not even concerned about Roman. He was like, don't act like you're not scared that Roman then is mad at you for losing them tag team titles. And he said, well, basically, it's like, what happens when you lose? Well, Paul Heyman answered that question later on tonight because as the show progressed, Paul Heyman made an announcement that said the Usos get the challenge for those tag team titles in 2 weeks against Kevin and Sami Zayn. Now, they say he made a proclamation. Of course, it's not a spoiler. This is not I guess it's a spoiler, whatever he says. And basically, what he said was, if you don't get the job done, because, basically, if we're tired of dealing with you two, but he didn't look at Kevin and Sami. He looked at Jay and Jimmy. And I was like, oh, I caught that. I caught that. I caught that. Now, I went live at 10:03. Okay. Sir, Brandy was the top commenter of the day. Number one goes to Brandy. Donnie is number two. And Kayla is number three. So shout out to all three of my top commenters of the day. Now, I've explained this several times, but I'm going to explain it one more time. If you come in when I go live, that is when I will start to talk about the top commenters of the day. If you comment before I go live, that is not going to be counted because it is not fair to those who came in after I actually legitimately went live. Okay. So my top commenters are Brandy, Donnie, and Kayla. Okay. So shout out to y'all for being my ace cool moons. And everybody else, of course. Icy Brazy was here super early. He came in at 9:36. And of course, Young Boy Jay was here shortly after that. All right. Sir, B. Jeffers is here. Hello, how are you? Kayla, of course, I mentioned earlier. Nika, Brandy. Let's go down to these comments. Kenny's here. All right, and Aaliyah is here. Hello to you too. All right, now, like I've already explained, if you came in a little late, the girls had their moment in the middle of the show. They basically was talking about each other and how happy they were to be tag team partners, and it was like, ooh, kumbaya, we love you. Anyways, um, the girls moved on from there. Okay. Um, hold on a second. What does it take?
My mom needs a finger. Okay.
A fingernail clipper. I don't have one in here. Hold on, y'all. All right. So the girls were having their, kumbaya moment in the ring. And, everybody was, dapping each other up. And then Chelsea and punk ass Sonya came out there. And they was complaining and having issues. And the girls tried to start some shit. And they got their asses whipped for it, okay? Now, Chelsea came out there dressed. Chelsea just tacky. Sonya looked okay, but she looked how she always looked. I mean, she always wear black with her little scar on her. I don't get it. I don't know why she keep channeling Scar. I mean, but this is not the Lion King, and you ain't even nowhere near Scar. You don't even have the finesse to be Scar. Okay, so I just don't like it. It's not a cute aesthetic. But I will say that they did talk their shit. They did pop their shit in the ring, which is cool. That was cute or whatever. But anyways, the girls got into it, and basically they challenged the girls and live in Liv and Raquel's big ass accepted. So they're gonna have a tag team championship match next week against the girls. And that's gonna be a match next week. They're gonna have that on there. Today we had this match with Damian Priest and Santos Escobar. And what I'm really sick of is Santos and them being served up like they some bitches. I don't know what the hell going on. And yes, I understand stories have to be told, but what kind of story are you telling me? Are you telling me that Santos Escobar can't get a win even if he tried? Because that's what it looks like. Okay, that's what it's giving. It's giving I can't win nothing even if I try. Even if I have the LWO out there to help me, I'm not gonna be able to pick up a win against nobody. And you telling me Damian Priest can beat up everybody? And it's five of y'all? Rey Mysterio didn't come out there until after the match was over, number one, and Judgment Day had already interfered, number two. He should have came out there right when Damian was getting ready to get the win and had Santos pick up the win over Judgment Day. I am sorry, but the way I see it is y'all got to make this so it's an even kill. At some point, we have to see somebody get their comeuppance. Now, I'm not saying Damian Priest got to be served up. All I'm saying is, like, damn, like, you can at least try. You know what I'm saying? You can at least try to make it something worthwhile. This is not worthwhile. Like, I don't want to watch that. I'm tired of looking at that. The Judgment Day always wins. Nobody beats them. And the only time they lose is when they go to a PLE, which to me makes no fucking sense. So you can't win on the big stage, but you can beat everybody on the main roster every week? That's fucking dumb. I don't like it. It was stupid, and that's just how I feel about it. Y'all can feel how y'all feel about it, but I hated it. Earlier in the night, LA Knight and Xavier Woods had a match, which was very good, by the way. So if you missed that match, you really missed a very good match between these two, which led to Xavier Woods being able to challenge Gunta for the Intercontinental Championship. And you know what? Gerard was telling me He was like, "What if they fuck around and give Xavier this championship?" And I was like, "It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. If they do, I will shit bricks, okay? Because it's just not. It's just not. What happens to their hands?
Dude on the far right with the dreads, I believe had surgery. The guy next to him, that's the one who injured himself by punching the wall and broke his damn hand.
Because they lost?
He was frustrated because he got 2 ticky-tack fouls. And then when he went to the bench and was walking to the bench out of frustration, went to the locker room, walking to the locker room and punched the wall and fractured his damn hand. I was playing Gary with Rudy Gobert, punched old boy in the chest, called him a bitch.
Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if Xavier got the championship. I just don't think he will. But I've been advocating for Xavier to have a singles title for the longest time. Especially if they switch Xavier over to Raw. Between him, Mustafa Ali, Dolph, anybody at this point could take that title off of Austin Theory and actually do something with it. But we're gonna wait and see. Now, the ever flamboyant Shinsuke Nakamura returned to us.
I mean, Shinsuke.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it.
And he had a short-lived match with Emma's man, Madcap. I'm gonna tell you why Madcap keep losing, because he keep wearing her drawers to the ring every time he come out there. He gotta have his own shit.
Hell no.
It's the damn truth. He keep wearing her drawers, coming out there in the ring. He was winning before him and Emma had their little teammate thing. Was he not? Thank you. So put your black back on, and be your own man, and stop letting her be the one to lead you and guide you, because she ain't got no guidance. Now she look cute today, but you just look like her little man. You know, oh, my little man's out there wrestling. Stop wearing her drawers and you'll stop losing. Okay. But we also saw that Karrion Kross is being put on Shin. This might be kind of interesting, so I'm gonna wait before I judge it. Okay. Now, what else we got was Solo was put on. Solo was put on. What's his face? Matt Riddle. Solo and Matt Riddle went at it. For the most part, the match was pretty cool. But ultimately, the distraction, and to me, it didn't make no sense to throw out the Usos if they was just going to come back out there. Like, they blatantly defied the referee tossing them out. There was nobody to break them up and get them out. Like, it was 82 degrees today.
Mm-hmm.
Madness.
I know outside.
Madness. Like, nobody was there to break them up. Nobody was there to kick them out. Nobody was there to do nothing. I don't know what the fuck Adam was doing, but he was back there sitting on his hands, smelling his farts or whatever. But he damn sure didn't send no damn people out there to stop them from fighting and interfering in the match and keep them in the back. Because ultimately, it was their distraction and Riddle's overzealousness that cost him the match against Riddle. This also gave Solo the leverage to take him out. And then here we are. Solo ended up laying him out on the damn table. And then Crystal, you calling Gerard? Or one of them calling you, babe? They had ended up getting Solo to lay out Riddle, and Riddle ended up getting the table turned over on him. Now, my theory is them three obviously cannot just contend with Solo by themselves. So the only other person that I feel like would make a lot of sense that was taken out by the bloodline as well is Randy Orton. So them waiting 2 weeks to have this match leads me to believe that some felonious intent is happening here. Okay. I believe that Randy Orton is going to return in 2 weeks during that tag team match. And he's going to cost the Usos that championship. If he doesn't, I'll be shocked. But I really, really think that that's when he's going to pop back up. I do. Not as 90 degrees. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Can someone please tell me how to pronounce in the comments on what Solo hit Riddle with on the commentary table? Uranagi. And spell it, please. Uranagi. Uranagi. It was 90 degrees in NYC today. Over it. 90 fucking degrees. This is blasphemy. It's crazy. Hello. So that was Smackdown, y'all. But they did give us something though. They told us exactly when the draft is going to be, which is 2 weeks from now. And I believe 2 weeks from now, because SmackDown is going to host the first night of the draft. And 2 weeks from now is on the 28th, which is where I told you they were going to have that draft. So the draft is going to happen right before Backlash. So everybody's going to be moving then, but they're probably not going to solidify everything until after Backlash, which is what they did a couple years ago when they did the draft, and they had matches and stuff booked, and they decided to wait. SD is getting first pick. Yes. At least that's what they said. Now, don't get me wrong. They have been known to change things. So just, keep an open mind about that. Also, something else has changed, and I forgot to put that up. But in Saudi, it is no longer going to be King of the Ring. It is going to be Night of Champions, which I actually like Night of Champions a lot. And I think that's a better show for Saudi. You get to have that, that clash of you get to decide who's the better champ, which I think was done because of Rhea Ripley. And you can see Rhea Ripley and Bianca, and then you can kind of have that moment then and then revisit it again at Survivor Series. You can kind of hint at it and do it early and then hit it again at Survivor Series. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, SmackDown was fairly good. I enjoyed the show. I prefer it, but everybody was telling me they don't like that. But I prefer brand versus brand. Me and you on the same. We see eye to eye, darn. We right here. Anyways, so that was SmackDown, peoples. It was short and sweet. Karrion Kross is being put on Shinsuke Nakamura. And we got our match card set up. Next week, it's going to be Xavier Woods versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. 2 weeks from now, the Usos are going to compete against the tag team champions to try to get their tag team titles back. And this is just going to add another layer. 2 weeks from now is the draft. So this is adding another layer of mystery and intrigue to that show. That's why I'm saying That show's gonna have high ratings, and Randy Orton gonna be part of the reason why. I'm telling you, I don't know why, but I just feel it. I feel it coming. Mhm. John Morant playing today. Whose team are you playing for? Minnesota?
Memphis.
Um,
They playing the Lakers.
the playoffs started already?
This is still the play. The playoffs start tomorrow.
It's still the play-in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis trying to get in on the play-in?
Memphis already in. Memphis is the 2 seed out west. Denver is 1, Memphis is 2, Sacramento's 3.
Why are they playing?
Because this is the play-in between Minnesota and OKC, so you get the 8th spot.
What did I just say?
Memphis.
Okay. I was confused. I'm like, wait a minute, now I just asked your ass.
Okay, we play at 6.
That's Minnesota.
Yeah.
There's too many mittens.
I thought the Cavs play Sunday, we play Saturday.
You tell Pop?
I'm gonna tell them. Well, we play at 6 o'clock.
Anyways. So, allegedly, Drew McIntyre blacked out his Twitter and removed all references of WWE from his social media.
What the hell going on with Drew?
He wants more pay. They're still trying to negotiate his pay. I mean, it's up to him.
One of the few superstars that worked through the pandemic. I can give him something.
I mean, if I was him, I'd sign a 1-year deal for and we don't know how much he was being offered.
Right.
So
that's true.
He's well within his right to do whatever he wants to do. Yeah. Whatever works for him, it's fine. I can't say I'll follow him wherever he go because that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, we at home the first 2 days downtown about to be rocking.
Yeah, boy. I can't say I will follow him wherever he go, but I will respect his decision on where he wants to go. However, I generally can't see Drew McIntyre in AEW. That's just me personally, and I don't think Impact is the place for him either. But he can go wherever he wants to. But I think WWE is the best fit for him. I agree with Nicole. I mean, he can go wherever he wants. That's his business. But me personally, I would stay where I know I'm gonna get what I need. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like I would basically, they can always renegotiate the money. You feel what I'm saying? The money can always be renegotiated. But Drew is always being booked, and I just don't think he would fit in Impact. I don't think he would fit well in AEW. He's not that kind of a guy to be in AEW, and they're oversaturated in AEW as it is, especially with CM Punk talking about coming back. And then he's not going to be okay with going to a smaller market like being in MLW and NWA Power. So, I mean, while Drew might be doing a little extra stuff on social media, there was a time where Mustafa Ali was also doing those things, and he ended up restructuring and signing his contract too. So first things first, we just need to wait this out. Whatever he decides to do is his business. And like I said, I can't say for sure that I will follow him wherever he goes, but I wish him the best of luck in whatever decision that he makes for him and his family. That's about as good as it's gonna get with me, baby. I'm serious. I mean, he just not. He's not. Tony Khan can make all the promises he wants to, but he doesn't even have enough shows for the talent that he has. So there's just no way that that's gonna work. Exactly my point. Exactly. So, ladies and gents, that is a short show. Okay, there was not a lot going on when it comes to to Friday Night Smackdown, but it was just enough to keep you interested. They did right by the men, but they skimped on the girls today. They skipped on the girlies. I don't know if they had a female dark match today, and they had one on main event or something, but they skimped us on the females today. We only got a segment. We didn't get a match, which sometimes I'm okay with, but given the fact that, we had some really good matches on the show, I feel like one of those matches could have been substituted for a a match with the girls, or it could have been shortened. No shade to LA Knight and Xavier, because LA Knight don't get a lot of shine when he actually go out there. So I understand why they gave LA Knight the time to work with Xavier, because it was a solid match between the two of them. I'm just saying they gotta learn how to balance this time with SmackDown a little better than that. I can't wait till this bloodline storyline is over, because that seems to be, yeah, they do. It does seem like they're setting her up for that. I'm really hoping that this bloodline story is over soon, because it seems to be something that dominates the show often. They had 3 separate segments for that story, and it took up substantial time. So once the bloodline finally implodes and everything gets dissected and bisected, and we finally get some peace and a calm in this storm, then we'll see how they're going to book SmackDown from here on out. While Roman may dominate the airways, it won't be heavily bloodline dominated. You feel what I'm saying? Because that will have to be done at some point, you know? So we will see how that's going to work out when it comes to that. And they also need to start booking Rhea better. I know she just got the championship. It's only been a couple weeks since Mania. I understand it, but I keep seeing Judgment Day, and she always looks like a bystander with the belt. And to me, that's not okay. That is not okay. I don't like that, because she's the standout. She's the star. She needs to be at the forefront. I understand the story is with Damien, Bad Bunny, and of course Rey Mysterio and his son. But at this point, Rey Mysterio and his son have had their fucking moment. Give Rhea Ripley the time to work. She can do what is necessary. She has prepared herself, and even Charlotte has given her the endorsement and the blessing. Let her do what she needs to do to solidify and start her championship dominance, if that's what you want to do. And you can start with Vega. Vega's a good start, in my opinion, especially now that she's a face. I like Vega in terms of her character work and everything. Sometimes I'm not a fan of her in-ring work, but for the most part, she's gonna do well against Rhea Ripley. I think it's gonna be a little overly dominant, but I think that they're gonna make that matchup between the two of them work out in both of their favor. With all that being said, let me look at these comments. Cole said they setting up Zelina for Backlash. Factuals. She said, as she should. That's be wonderful to have her compete for a world title in her home country. I be forgetting Zelina Vega is Puerto Rican too. I be forgetting that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Love that for her. Judgment Day don't even take up that much time. They really don't. They had a segment today, but they didn't take up the same amount of time as she a Rickon, not a Rickon. Yeah, she was Rickon. Beady 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 bum bum. Beady beady bum bum. She Puerto Rican. Anyways, Judgment Day did cut a promo, but it was cut off by LWO. And they had a pretty substantial match. They had a good chunk of time for their match too. Only for Damian Priest to beat Santos Escobar. And it's just getting to the point now where ugh. I'm almost done with this Bumble. What? Let me make sure I uploaded everything. Is that the mayor?
Mm-hmm.
That is the mayor. He real young. She said, I be remembering she Puerto Rican because of how dark she gets. Puerto Ricans are my cousin. All right, y'all. So I hope y'all are looking forward to the draft in 2 weeks. That's gonna be on April 28th. That's 2 weeks from now. That is right before WrestleMania Backlash, which is happening in Puerto Rico. I imagine they're gonna do the same thing they did that year that they did the draft right before they had a show in Saudi, I believe. So I imagine that this is going to be similar. They're going to do the draft and then everything will take place after Backlash and then everything is supposed to reset. We'll have new rivalries, new feuds, and a whole new situation. Hopefully, we will get that. Other than that, if you missed SmackDown, I recommend you watch it because there were little key points that you needed to see, especially the part where Paul Heyman pretty much looked at the Usos and said that, Roman was tired of them. And this basically was his last chance. Everybody else, we all saw the shade. The Usos ain't see shit. They just standing there looking at, pointing at Sammy and Kevin, and Sammy and Kevin just looking at each other like they ain't see that shit. They were like, no, we ain't see that shit. I said, okay, girl. Don't say nothing when Solo come out there and whoop your ass, okay? But anyways, y'all be sure to make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long today. I have no desire to stay live long over here because I have to get up in the morning and I have some stuff that I have to do. But y'all make sure y'all follow me on my socials. All of that stuff is scrolling on the bottom. Y'all can always look at the Down for the Count podcast, which is on Spotify, Apple Music, and it is on Google Podcasts as well. You can go on over there and listen to the podcast. There are 2 episodes up. Next week we will do a new episode, so you guys can be on the lookout for that. And of course, the KTT is up. There's a new episode up for the KTT with a Pop Culture Wednesday episode. There's a new Red Rum episode coming. There's another Pop Culture Wednesday episode coming next week. And I'm going to upload Am I the Assholes next week and Red Rum Stories next week for sure. And these stories that I found are insane. Okay. With all that being said, I will see you guys in my next one. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow the podcast as well. They're very important to me. And of course, Down for the Count is all wrestling, so you probably would enjoy that one. But if you want a little bit of a mix up and hear me what I have to talk about in terms of giving advice, or you want to hear my commentary on some of this pop culture mess that's going around in the world, the KTT podcast is where it's at, and it's currently up and has a new episode just waiting for you. And if you would do me a solid as to let me know what you like about the show or what you dislike in the comment section on Spotify, there's a section that asks, how'd you like the podcast or what did you think of it? And just give me a little comment and let me know what I need to fix or change. All right. There is also a couple of episodes up there, and I also covered the entire saga of SWV and Escape from start to finish, including the situation with Tamar and Candy. All of that is up there. You can all listen to it right now, and I will see you guys next week. Yeah, next week. Next Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys then. Have a good night.